All right, joining us now, 2024 presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is with us. Mr. Kennedy, great to have you. Thank you for being with us. You know, I know we have our political differences, and that's fine. That's not what tonight is all about. There came a moment where there were a couple of moments where you had requested Secret Service protection, and you are a legitimate presidential candidate. Sir, I went to bat. I'm pretty sure you're aware. I was pretty outspoken about this. When you had requested that protection, you lost your father, you lost your uncle to assassination. And I was shocked that they did not give that to you. And I said, you deserve that at the time. And I believe that today. And I hope they re-examine that question tonight, first thing in the morning, and you get the proper protection that you need. We've got to protect every presidential candidate. But, you know, coming from your family and your background and your personal experience, what was your reaction to today?
Well, you know, my reaction is a hope, Sean, that Americans can kind of take a step back and take a breath and say, it's time to end the vitriol. You know, you were talking about, and Laura was talking about just the anger from both sides, and from the media, and people pointing to other political candidates and saying they're going to be the end of the republic, they're going to be the end of democracy. And that kind of poison feeds into this. You know, when my uncle was killed, I was 10 years old. And the morning that he landed in Dallas, there were posters all over Dallas and a front page of a newspaper which had his picture on it saying, wanted dead or alive. And that was the gestalt of that time. It was driven by anger, and in many ways, his murder was a product of that anger. When my father was killed, it was the same time. It was the most divisive time in American history. It was very much like today, most divisive since the Civil War. There were riots in over 100 cities that summer. Martin Luther King was killed 2 months before my father. People were being shot on college campuses. And that anger laid the foundation for my father's murder. And, you know, after President Kennedy's murder, there was a time of regrouping, and there was a time where Americans said to each other, we have to stop this. We have to start looking at each other as part of a big family. We can have differences with each other without despising each other. We are the exemplary democracy of the world. We can't allow our country to devolve into violence. We are better than that, and everybody on both sides, and I'm talking about the other media, but also you and me, and all of us are complicit in some ways in what happened tonight. And I think all of us have to sort of step back now and say, how do we change the tone of this whole campaign? How do we change the tone of the political dialogue in this country and start to forgive each other, to reconcile, to love each other again, and to see each other, to be able to have differences with each other without wanting to murder each other?
Yeah. You know, let's go back. How old were you when your father was assassinated? How old were you when your uncle was assassinated?
I was 10 years old when my uncle was assassinated, and, you know, I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, I was with his body in the Suffolk in the East Room of the White House. I was in the funeral procession, and I remember every moment of it. I was 14 when my dad died, and I was with him when he died in Los Angeles. So I sent a message out, a note out to President Trump tonight and to his family, telling him how relieved I am that he was not more badly injured, wishing him a quick recovery. I'm thanking him for his courage during that event, which was inspirational. But also telling him that Cheryl and I are praying for him. Our whole family is praying for him, for Melania, and for his family, not only for his quick recovery, but or his continued safety during this campaign. And I really wish, I really hope that President Biden reaches out to President Trump and offers him a podium somewhere where the two of these men can come together and reassure the nation that they're both going to make an effort to end to change the tone of this campaign, so that we all can, and inspire us all to start being kind to each other. I think that's what's going to take. And you know, after my uncle died, there was this moment of calm. There was a moment of peacefulness that Congress got together, both sides, and passed the Civil Rights Act, guaranteeing the right to vote for Black Americans. And there was a healing that took place. And I hope the same thing happens now.
I remember, too, I remember your father. I mean, it's a famous video of him announcing to a crowd that Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated. This is all happening in the same time period, as you know. There are two things that I think, you know, that relate directly to you that have to happen as a result of what happened today. And one is, I think you need Secret Service protection immediately for you and your family as a presidential candidate, putting aside our personal political differences, number one. Number two, you know, there's been a lot of talk for a lot of years about releasing the files about your uncle's assassination, and I don't know why there has been reluctance and resistance to do so. I believe President Trump recently said that if elected, he would, in fact, release those. I wonder why there's any argument as to why not. Would you have a request into President Biden? Have they given you any legitimate reason why they keep refusing you the Secret Service protection that you have requested in light of what has happened to your family?
Yeah, I mean, but I don't, and listen, Sean, I really appreciate you going to bat for me on that issue, because you've done that before, and you've done it pretty persistently despite our personal differences with each other. And I think that's the kind of example that, you know, we all need to look like. You don't like anything about my politics, but you have been asking for me to get protection. I don't want to make that, I don't want to make this evening about me. It's about something bigger. And, you know, you talked about the Secret Service in an admiring way. And I really like that you mentioned that these men and women, how they rushed into the gunfire, how they surrounded President Trump. They put their own bodies in the ways of those bullets. They invited people to shoot at them rather than the president, with an extraordinary courage and with a commitment to our country, to our Constitution. They weren't just protecting a man, they were protecting our nation. And I think all of us have to step back and say, you know, we need to have a little bit of that courage in our own lives now. And it might be not running into a bullet, but maybe biting our tongue when we have a really withering reply to give to somebody, maybe not amplifying an angry post from somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe doing something kind for somebody we don't like, somebody on the other side of the aisle, reaching out and doing something healing. And, you know, I hope you asked about the JFK files. You know, President Biden and President Trump both promised to release them. I know you have a very, very strong friendship with President Trump, and maybe at some time over dinner or late at night, you can ask him why he decided not to do that. But I don't want to talk about those issues today.
I understand.
My prayers go out for President Trump and his family, and we all, I think every American, whether you like President Trump or not, can, you know, should be praying a prayer of gratitude that he did not, that this was not worse. And also a prayer for his recovery and for healing in our country.
You see that picture that we have on the screen, and him, like, very strongly showing a fist pump. He just got shot in the ear and had his ear pierced. He came within a millimeter or two of being shot and assassinated. Your family's been through too much, sir. I stand by my statement that you deserve that protection, and I'll continue to advocate for it whether you want me to or not, but it wouldn't be our first disagreement. But anyway, thank you. That's too much for one family to go through, in my view. We appreciate you being with us.
Thank you very much, Sean. Thanks for having me. Good to be back with you.
You bet.